everybody. Welcome all to the very first meeting with all of our new team members to the Click. So we don't usually start off with the song and everything before the meeting, but today I thought it was appropriate to get off on the right foot for the Click. So welcome everybody. Every other day, we're going to start directly at 8 a.m. We're going to start talking. So if you're not in the lobby by 7:59, I'm not going to be hitting admit. There's just too many of us these days to be messing around with any distractions or things that are going to slow us down. And one of our core values is agility. So yeah, welcome everybody. And Shahir, if you wouldn't mind, let's get started.
Do it. In 3, 2, 1, go.
We buy fast, never gonna miss a deal because we pay cash. Awesome. So we're gonna run the normal morning huddle, and then I'm gonna do a nice talk for the new guys on core values and just getting ready to get set up for next week, which is officially when everybody's really gonna start hitting the ground running. So Shahir.
All right, sounds good, guys. Yesterday had an amazing day. Some wins. We're definitely conducting 6 walkthroughs. I initially had 4 booked, but I kept getting phone calls while I was in Cambridge, so I was able to book 2 more walkthroughs. I confirmed the closing for Wellington, Adam, so we're going to get our wholesale fee today from Jeff Bell, and he emailed me that yesterday. Also, after conducting those 6 walkthroughs, I hopped on a call with my realtor, who was actually on vacation, and he was able to help me out, workshop some deals, some land opportunities. So that was nice of him. So I'm going to be sending out 3 offers today, or preparing 3 offers today and presenting them in person tomorrow. Nothing to workshop today. Today's plan is definitely to also finish the SWOT analysis for Matt. And number 1 priority is to get offers done. That's me.
Awesome. Thank you, Shahir.
Yeah, so yesterday's big wins was doing my first walkthrough and in-person offer presentation. I got a lot of calls while I was on the road too, so I drove by a few properties and there's some pretty interesting ones. So today's main goal is to book more walkthroughs and prep a bunch of offers. And after that, just start calling more past leads, finish that off.
Okay, thank you, Jordan.
Yeah, yesterday's biggest win, I would say, would be connecting with Mohin and setting him up just for the next couple of days before he moves in and everything. So he was asking for some content, so I sent him some videos of calculating ARVs because that would be the bread and butter when looking for deals, knowing ARVs. I also sent you some matrix maps this morning. I know you received them, so that'll be good to kind of start reviewing over time. I only have access to the stock in Brantford, but it's just good practice to get going before you move in. And then yesterday I did a walkthrough, and it was in Brantford. There's no relative comps in the area, but it was still taking action, still actually being able to get the walkthrough in, which is nice. Another win I have is I've actually had my massage therapist make phone calls for me looking for leads, and she came across a really good lead in Hamilton. So she's going to send me the details for that today, and we're going to get a walkthrough set up for that at some point. And another win was connecting with Rebecca and following up with Sarah Eder because we'll have to get the paperwork sent in for today. So that's another win. Nothing to workshop, but the plan for today is to get those 2 offers out that I currently have. And I have a phone call today at 12 as well with another potential bird dog. So should be good.
Awesome. Thanks, Tyler. I love that massage therapist bird dog. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a win.
Profits.
Since we're on the topic of bird dogs, I had my girlfriend, she was doing the same thing, and she got me a walkthrough for a 4-plex in London the other day. And I got the appraisal report yesterday, and it came back at 570 for a 4-plex, and that was 2 years ago. So I'm gonna lock it up at that price, hopefully. And then I got 2 verbal yeses on properties yesterday. So the first lady she told me her price, and it worked as a wholesale price. So I'm gonna get that locked up. And then I got a verbal yes from a man for pretty decent price. I wouldn't say it's out of the ballpark, but it's a base hit for sure. So I'm gonna get that one. I'm actually going there today to get that one signed. And then and we have planned that to get it signed today. And then I have 2 walkthroughs set up, but I'm sure I'll get more today because yesterday I had 170 calls come in. So definitely gonna have more today like that. And thank God Mo's coming with me to Scarborough because he's gonna be driving. So
Nice.
you have a license, right?
I got a couple. No,
Okay, he doesn't drive a bike, so that's good. I don't have anything to workshop today, but today we're going to Scarborough. I've got a podcast. I'm on Mark Smith's podcast today and SWOT analysis. And my number one is get the offer signed.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a wicked call volume and generally what we were expecting with the level of flyers we've been dropping. So
Yeah.
I think that's super exciting. Definitely looking forward to that. We'll share the KPIs here shortly.
So yesterday's wins were I got a deal under contract and I signed a deal that I got under contract. So we sold it to Mike Van Hout for $40,000. And it's actually his second wholesale deal, and I sold him his first wholesale deal. So that was pretty sick. I called the seller, and he was super, super happy. He's like, wow, man, you're great at your job. Like, because I canceled the walkthroughs for Saturday.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm definitely going to recommend you in the future.
Solid.
And he found out about me because his buddy got my flyer, and he saw at the bottom, I said, don't forget, I pay $1,000 referral fee if you can connect me with somebody who's looking to sell. He connected me with that guy, and that guy was like, man, if he's legit about this and this isn't a scam, I'll just start looking for houses for him. Like how going around and like easy money for him, right?
So let's make sure we get that guy. Like, let's get him the $1,000 like today.
Yeah.
Or like as soon as possible. Like if that's, I just need to e-transfer you and you grab him cash or something, like however that works, let's do that like fucking right now. Cause that'd be really sick if we get a champion there and this guy gets fucking 10 brown bills or like ask for 20s or something. Give the guy $1,000 in 20s. He'll freak out.
Yeah.
Right. Cause it's a pretty decent stack. So, yeah, that would actually be sick, but just let me know. I'll e-transfer that to you like right after this meeting and hopefully we can rock that out quick time because that's sick. And then we should also really coordinate. I don't know who's going to do it, but we need a testimonial from that guy. And it wouldn't be bad to get a testimonial from Bird Dog Guy too. So if we can get both, let's double end that. And then we've got 2 sick testimonials. Like, hey, these guys said they'd buy it. Fucking less than 24 hours later, we've got an actual contract to sign. And then Buddy over here is like, yeah, dude, I got this flyer. I thought it was a scam. And I just said, if it's not, maybe this is going to be a great thing. Turns out it actually was. Right.
Yeah.
I know how you feel. That's how I felt. And what I found was they're legit. Right.
Yeah, I'll coordinate that for the weekend. But the guy was super happy, so that's fucking solid. And Quentin did a couple walkthroughs yesterday for houses out east. We're having a little bit of trouble finding a place, but we'll just keep at it. And nothing really to workshop today. Today's plans are I'm gonna send out about 20K more flyers. I got a walkthrough later, and I'm gonna follow up with a bunch of the offers that I gave earlier this week. And my number one priority is to send out those flyers.
Super. And just like quick yes or no, was that a no then yesterday on the shit that I wrote? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We can have a call after about that.
Okay.
Okay, for me, big win yesterday. Also, a lot of calls. I got, let's see, 8 calls yesterday. Nice leads, duplexes, single family homes, everything. So really good day for calls, really good leads. I rarely got a lead also in Hamilton. So I will also work on that one. And then for workshop, I don't know, I got a lead for a 90-acre farm. Rebecca, do you know if anybody would be interested in that?
Where is it located?
In Barrie. It's just outside of Barrie. It's 90-acre farm next to a golf course. The lady said that the golf course actually wanted to buy the whole farm like 5 years ago, but she said no. It's 50 acres of just trees and then 40 acres of farmland, but it's not, and there's none, and like there's no crops or anything. And there's 3 big barn houses, but no property. Like they tore it down.
What's the price per acre?
She was saying that she wants 1.5. And the realtor actually said like that's cheap for that amount of land. So
yeah, it probably is actually for that area.
Yeah,
let's
it's
follow
just
up.
outside of
And
Barrie.
Rebecca, follow up with Justin DeSec on that.
Justin DeSec. Okay.
Yeah, he's the farm king.
Do you know him well?
Yep. If you want me to connect you, I've been dodging his
That'd be
messages
awesome.
for a quick minute because he's been trying to buy my house, but I'll connect with him, tell him he can't have the house and that we have a farm for him instead, and he'll like that better.
Perfect.
Okay, and then for today, I have like 6 offers or 7 that I need to send. So I just need to gather comps and geos, and I'll have the folders ready for you. And I did 2 virtual walkthroughs yesterday, so that was good because it saved me 2.5 hours of driving to Barrie. So got a lot of pictures, and like there's a lady that will send me more pictures of her house, and this other guy also sent me a lot of pictures of the house. So that was a time saver for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a solid approach going into this lockdown is just, hey, leverage the walkthrough checklist, go all the way through that walkthrough checklist for photos and just, or like have them walk you through on Zoom or on FaceTime and just record it. Anyone with an iPhone, if you're going to do FaceTime, you can just drag down the top screen and turn on screen record. So you can record the whole fucking FaceTime, or Zoom works really well for recording. And then obviously I think like Facebook Messenger is also a thing that maybe some of the older people might be more familiar with if they're like Facebooking their family and stuff. So again, you can drop down the menu to do the screen record on there. Otherwise, if you're on a computer and you're going to do that type of a walkthrough, you can always use OBS Studio, which is a free recording and other shit type software. So that's a great tool. And then I'm sure the Macs can probably just record anyways somehow, but just get an app or a widget for that. Yeah, we should get really used to doing that because I think some people are just going to need that, like especially if they're older and stuff like that. So cool. Awesome, Diego. Thank you. Looking forward to those 7 offers.
All right. Big wins from yesterday. So big win on Amar's deal. We got that locked up sight unseen with Mike Van Hout. Really, really solid buyer, really smooth transaction overall. So it was great to do that deal with him. We had a lot of interest in that deal. Also worked through and finalized the marketing for the Hamilton deal, which was great. As soon as we got that out, we had a lot of interest as well. We actually have a bunch of people that I'm going to be following up with today because we do have a sight unseen offer that is just being processed today. So it's not officially a win until that document is signed. But just to give you an idea, I will have just checking last night, and I'm sure I've received more, but I had about 64 emails that came through with 14 DMs on Instagram, 11 DMs on Facebook, as well as 30 comments on the posts that I posted to multiple Facebook groups. And we actually had 3 additional offers sight unseen in addition to the one that we are moving forward with. So definitely a super solid deal, guys. So really want to encourage that you continue with that and keep pushing forward because we have a lot of interest. So awesome job. Congrats, Emmanuel, on getting that deal. And keep pushing forward, guys, with those offers so that we can keep having more deals like that. Another piece too is I do have the email drafted for the survey to go out today. And what I want to include there is all of the assigned deals. So let's ensure that we do get that paperwork for that Hamilton deal so that I can actually include that on that list, because it's just a nice proof of concept for our buyers list to see how quickly those deals went. Really like the hustle going on, guys. So keep it up, and I'm gonna have to follow up with all of those people today, and there's gonna be a lot of disappointed people. So that's good.
Yeah, and it's spilling over to my phone too. So I didn't share any stats with Rebecca, but I got people fucking blowing up my phone to get they're just asking like, what email address can I send this deposit to? And like, how do I get you the money? So that's really awesome. And I think it's a really clear sign. That's 2 deals that are like 24-hour assignments. And I believe Shahir's deal, 76 Fairview, was actually the same situation or very similar, where it was like locked, stocked, and gone. So I don't think I need to tell everybody, but like there's a very obvious disparity here between supply and demand. And it's really, really favorable for us if we can continue to get great deals locked up and just get them in our inventory. And I think that that should also alert you that there's opportunity here for solid base hits. Okay. These ones were fantastic big deals at 40, 40, and 65. Those are awesome deals, and also puts us at, 145K for the month. We're going to have to notch that down for my team when we share the stats, but like that's fucking awesome. And we're well on the way to our goal for 200,000 for Make It So for the month. We're off to a great start. And I just think there's probably a lot we're leaving on the table given how much demand there is. Okay, those deals that maybe in the past might not have been assigned are probably 10K deals right now. Okay, those deals that maybe in the past we kind of want to walk away because it's maybe $5,000, those might be 15 or 20 right now because there's so much demand. And obviously price is just variable depending on how much demand there actually is for that product. So right now, like I can't stress it enough, like offers are going to be the number one key success factor here is like, are we putting paper in front of people? Because as long as we are and they accept our offer and we're satisfying their why, I think we're on a really good path to just being able to put up numbers on the board and also assign them religiously. So we're currently at 100% assignment conversion right now. So every deal we lock up gets assigned. We've got a small sample size still, but let's see if we can break it, right? Like at what point does it become we only assign 80%? Or at what point does it become we only assign 75%? Because I'd love to find that point. And I think that that's a really healthy ratio is even if we get down to 75%, that means we're providing a ton of value to our buyers list. And we're at least giving them the option to say no. Because currently they'll send an email or a text like, hey bro, is your buyers list broken? Like, how's your software? And I'm like, no, it's just deals get assigned in 38 seconds and we don't have enough of them. So I would love to solve that problem and hopefully we can inundate our buyers list this year with too many deals. So fantastic. Thanks for that update, Rebecca. I'll pass it over then to Niagara Falls. And Ryan, I will just preemptively say we should just jump on a shared screen call after this call, and then we can deal with that 145 and get it locked up.
Sounds good. One thing that I just wanted to add in there before you take over, Ryan, is I really want to highlight the process that we went through leading up to those deals being marketed. So every single question that is on that property walkthrough checklist has come from questions that have been asked by buyers or inquirers that we have had preemptively. So do continue to trust the process because we had really, really smooth outcomes there because we've actually answered all of the buyers' questions before they even ask it. So they can make really, really quick decisions when they receive that marketing. So continue with that high level of detail in all of your walkthroughs and all of your property checklists so that as soon as the buyer package drops, these buyers can make those quick decisions. Awesome. That's all I have.
Sounds good. Awesome. Yeah. So for myself, 3 wins were just made 4 offers on some expired listings. I set up a Zoom call with just some of the new guys just to kind of introduce, what we do and everything. And then, just I guess the biggest win was we found that buyer. So that was kind of the biggest 3 wins. And then today I'm going to be getting that 145 all figured out, make some more offers and talk to some realtors.
My wins yesterday was we tallied up for the buses, chose our favorite design, made some edits to the bus design and waiting to get that this morning back and ready for print on the backs of the buses. Worked with some of the printing presses to get the pricing lower. Our goal is to get 17 cents each flyer, seeing as we don't have that big of orders. And then at least on the press side, get it down to 4 cents, or at least under it, hopefully 3.5. And workshop, having a hard time getting the presses to go down, but my goal is that once we do get someone to commit at 4 cents, then I'll use that as leverage to the other presses so that we can try to get down to hopefully 2 or 3% or cents. Priority today is keep working on the press thing and getting the bus contract updated and signed, and the final version of the design finished and sent off to the bus company to get that moving.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
So for me, I made 100 calls on the call list. I got a lead out of there. So I was gonna ask you, Adam, too. What do you think about mobile homes? Are they even worth our time to look into, or?
I think if you specialize in them, there have been people that have built very successful businesses out of doing mobile homes, like Chris Rood in the States. However, if you're just going to be dabbling, I don't know who's buying that. And I know personally, like, I know my buyers list does not have a lot of buyers for that type of a product. So I generally kind of look over it fairly quickly, unless it's absurd. Like if you can find one for like 40 grand, like I don't know how that doesn't sell to somebody for like a 5 or 10K fee, just simply because Canadian house prices don't allow for that type of price. So that's maybe a rare circumstance. But if somebody wants, like, because what we see here in London is like they want like 180 for their mobile home, or 225 now, I'm sure, but I haven't looked at them in a year or two, so they're probably now even more. And you're just like, fuck off, I'll go buy a condo downtown right on Talbot Street for that. Yeah. So we personally don't really look at them. Like, I don't think it's a great use of time. And we are going to have a what we do and what we don't do talk. And that's probably going to actually be on Wednesday or whatever for our team, Monday or Wednesday, depending on how it's going to shake out. But yeah, I don't think mobile homes really are that.
Okay. Yeah, because I got like 2 leads for mobile homes, and I just didn't know whether or not it was going to be worth my time to look into them. But I also just called a bunch of realtors yesterday. One went really well. He says he deals mainly with off-market properties. So he said he has one lined up. He just needs to find a suitable residence for the homeowners. So he said once that happens, they'll just send it right on through to me. So pretty happy about that. And I was just emailing landlords yesterday as well, just asking if they wanted to sell their properties. A couple of them did. So just got to pull some comparables and make an offer. So today, I'm just going to try and do 5 times as much as I did yesterday, and call more realtors, call more of the call list, and email more landlords, try and get some deals.
That's awesome.
My 3 wins from yesterday. I did 300 phone calls within Niagara Falls in the Fort Erie area. I got 3 leads from those. Today's goals, I'm focusing on more cold calls. It sucks because we can't do door knocking, because I've found that, like, just from door knocking, even like 70 doors that day with Ben, my first time, like I got like 6 leads just from that. And like the fact that like you can make all these calls but not get as much leads is like, you know, it sucks, but you got to deal with it. So today I'm going to focus on more cold calls, and I'm going to call some realtors. And I got my follow-up list here people that I got to follow up with. So definitely going to look at comparables for all of these, because I got a bunch of warm leads, and hopefully send some offers for those. And then also I had a question for anybody that can help me with this. So I got a warm lead yesterday from doing the cold calls, and this guy wants to sell. He wants to get out of there so fast. And obviously that's a good thing, but he's like, I don't want to do a walkthrough. He's like, because I don't trust this whole COVID stuff. And I told him, you know, we could take the precautions by wearing a mask and gloves. And he's like, no, I really don't even want to risk that. I was like, that's fine. So I told him about a virtual walkthrough, and he just didn't even want to do that. And it's like, I'm like what best steps do you think, like, if anybody come with this, like, that I should take forward with this now? Because he wants to get out of there though.
I think sorry, Peter's super loud in the back. I think with that is you call him back and you explain to him that, hey, we can definitely give you an offer sight unseen, but it's going to be significantly lower than what we could offer you if I were to walk through the property or if I were to do a virtual walkthrough, just because I don't know what condition it's in, right? We're taking a risk putting in this offer, so we're gonna have to cover ourselves and make sure that we don't get screwed at the end of the day. So if you don't want to do a virtual walkthrough and that's that, then we can give you an offer for sure, but it's gonna be lower than what I could give you if I were to at least see pictures.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, just be very persistent with them, because the same scenario happened to me last year when COVID first started, and I just kept sending texts, hey, we're still interested, we want these photos, just get them to us, and like at the very least, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but just give us the opportunity, get them excited to sell. And like, because last year this happened, as soon as COVID happened, it took like 5 or 6 phone calls. He finally sent me photos, we locked it up sight unseen and sold it the next day. So be persistent with them.
For sure. Okay.
So my 3 wins were, I did it just a little bit over my 100 calls. Then I called up some realtors as well. And so I had one of my realtors send me around like 190 expired listings. So I went through those, and then I'm gonna send in some offers maybe today or tomorrow. I'm gonna go through them. And then so for today, I have a walkthrough in Hamilton, and I'm gonna do my cold calls and call more realtors. So that's what I got for today.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Is that everybody that is on both teams, then just the new guys? All right. So the new lads, if you just want to take like 10 seconds to introduce yourself and just say maybe where you're coming from, what the plan is, who you are, why we care.
Sure, I can go first. Yeah, guys, so I'm Quentin. I was actually just living in Windsor the last 2 years. I actually got introduced to the Click-Through Council, Cashflow Tribe Council. I'll be moving up to the mansion today for a couple weeks, and then Amar and I will be heading out east to Toronto to set up some new territory.
Love it. I love that. New house champions.
All right. So I don't know if you can see, my name is Mohammed. I'm a London town boy. I lived in London for the last 14, 15 years. I met a couple of the guys from the Click over the last year or so, just at Andrea, and I got really introduced to the wholesaling through Capstone. There's 2 other guys that I was working with for a while, but I'm really just looking to take my volume to the next level and just start crushing at a really high level. Just if you wanted to know what I was doing, I had a walkthrough yesterday in St. Thomas, and I'm hoping today to get this lady a offer that's worth her time. She is moving to a 2-acre growing land. She's a grower, she's a weed grower, and she is moving start of April 1st. And she had a couple conditional offer, a couple verbal offers, and a sight unseen offer not go through. So I am just gonna be trying to really hit the pressure points there and see how much I can get it down for. And also as well, I'm gonna be doing some driving with Mike and doing a little chauffeur work as well. So it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, awesome. And again, the real value there in just being in the car even and driving is you get to listen to the calls, right? So do the calls on speakerphone. If you can, Mike, just record. I would try and record some of the calls. So again, you can just record your screen through the iPhone app and you just drop it down. And then that's something that can be studied later by the new guys. But yeah, I think just the more time any of you guys are able to spend with your person that you've been sort of buddied up with on our existing team, the faster you're going to go from 0 to money. And going from 0 to 1 is honestly the most important change in mindset and the most important leap that you're going to take on our team for now is just getting in that mindset of winning and then repeating that process. And every single person on my team is a winner, and they will absolutely show you exactly how to win in the ways that they do. So, if you're looking to make, I think Tyler did 476,000 in assignments last year, and that was basically a half a year, right? He wasn't even trying. So, and the same thing with Amar and Mike and Shahir, like there wasn't a full year put in where we were actually all dialed in and we were still able to do 1.6 million. So I really encourage you guys to absolutely absorb everything these guys are doing in front of you, what they're doing with you, how they're speaking, how they're going through their walkthrough checklist, the way that they organize their folders, and just generally the way that they communicate. And as soon as you get onto walkthroughs, that's going to be really important too, just understanding and really taking in the full picture. Like, what are they talking about during the walkthrough? What are they focusing on? Is it the building or the person? Because I think you're going to find out really quickly, the building's one of those easy to capture things in a photo, but capturing the story and the person's why is actually a lot more difficult. And that's where your attention should be focused. You go through and do a thorough walkthrough, grab a lot of photos so that you can refer back to those after the walkthrough. But the walkthrough is really there to be able to establish a connection with this person and determine what their why is. So awesome. Enjoy that long drive, because I think you're going to learn a lot today just listening in on those calls. Mohsen?
Hey everybody, my name is Mohsen Chima. I'm a Mississauga native, been here for the last 20 something years. A little bit about myself, my background, professional backgrounds in software sales, did that for a few years. I left recently in November. And prior to that, I was a CPA, so same thing as Matt McKeever kind of thing. Got bored of that, that's why I went to sales. And yeah, I just saw the wholesale click over the last year, like on social media and stuff. And finally glad I'm here and hopefully can bring my expertise to help all of you guys out, and appreciate all the help I've been getting from you guys so far, especially Amar, Tyler, Shahir for helping me get set up over the last couple of weeks. So excited to join y'all.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks again, Mohsen. And I guess we'll be seeing you on Sunday. So we'll first see you again on the Monday meeting. So that's awesome.
Yep.
Good luck with that move and everything.
Thanks.
Hello, everyone. I'm Diego, and I've been working in the archaeology sector for the past 2.5 years. And recently, after talking to a lot of developers, I've started developing an interest for real estate. And that is why I joined Cashflow Tribe. And within the past 3 or 4 months, I've been working alongside some council members. I've dropped a few flyer campaigns in Eastern Ontario, that being Peterborough, Oshawa, Kingston, and Brockville. And yeah, I've been trying to immerse myself as much as I can in the process, learn as much as I can from experienced real estate investors. And yeah, I can't wait to learn from all of you guys.
That's fantastic. We got an archaeologist. We finally made it, for fuck's sakes. This is night at the museum. All right. So thank you, everybody. I know this is a bit of a different meeting because it's taking longer and it will continue to go for a little bit, but I really do appreciate everybody sitting through this and coming here on time. So excited to see all of this stuff. Like, Matt and I started doing wholesaling. At the time, it was almost a foreign concept in Canada, and really not many people were doing it. There was Ben Humble and maybe Luke Boyron, and I think that was it. And like Matt and Dylan, who you guys may not know, but anyways, the two of them had sort of started dabbling in it. And then I jumped in and jumped on board. And it was a really fascinating process because at the time, like, really nobody understood how to do it properly. We knew that it was a big business in the United States, but we also didn't know if it was legal here, and we didn't know how to actually operate efficiently. And it actually took a long time to get to that point. So I spent a whole year essentially not really earning money doing wholesaling. I think it took me about 6 months to do my first deal because there was just nobody really to ask or to talk to about how to do it better. At the time, I was doing some interesting stuff. I was doing bandit signs. I was doing a lot of door knocking. And I actually got my first deal from a magnet. The magnet I used was essentially like a black and yellow We Buy Houses magnet. And what I would do is I would go out door knocking, and every door that wouldn't answer, I would leave the magnet on the door or in the mailbox because most people have metal mailboxes. So I spent 6 months or so doing that. And during that process, I ran out of money about 3 months in, I think. And there was 3 months there where I legit had no money. So I had maxed all my credit cards. I was driving from Guelph to London every day to work on some of Matt's properties and just learn from Matt. And somewhere during that point, you know, I totally ran out of money, maxed everything out. And the only way I was able to continue going with wholesaling was I was able to actually trade my car at the time. So I had an Audi, I had an A5, and it was fairly expensive on gas because it's always premium and that's a lot of mileage every day. So I was able to trade that A5 for my Ram that I currently have. And when I did that trade, they actually offered me 120% financing on the vehicle. And that 20% literally paid for fuel and groceries for the next 3 months as I was door knocking and trying to fucking survive. And, you know, that was an uncomfortable time in my life. And it was very financially stressful. And that weighed on everything else in my life, right? My health, my fitness, my other relationships and stuff like that. But it was on the 6th month that I got that first deal. And that was, I think it was it's 8 something Steadwell Street here in London. And I'll never forget. I completely remember everything about the whole situation, walking into the house, what it smelled like, the full layout of the building, stairs up on the left, living room to the right, shitty brown couch, fucking dogs everywhere, cats everywhere, kitchens in the back with shitty cabinets falling off the walls. But it was mostly like a lipstick flip. And I was like, you know what? I think there's something here. And we made an absurd offer, like a ridiculous offer. I was expecting her to like really just kick me out. And she was like, you know what? I think we can make that work. And at the time that offer was 115,000. And I swear to God, Matt said it to me as a joke. He's like, just offer 115. And I was like, that's not even a real number. Like that's fake. That's fake news. You can't even get a driveway for that. And anyway, she said, you know what? I think we can make that work. And we ended up assigning it to one of our biggest competitors, which is Luke Boyron. He bought the deal. And I believe he's actually going to be buying another deal from us today. But he bought the deal for $130,000. And so I had made a $15,000 fee. We faced all sorts of limiting beliefs, and we really did have a lot of challenges on that front. And what I'd like to share with you guys today is I think that myself and mostly my team have conquered all of these limiting beliefs. Like Tyler's done fees over $100,000, right? We've consistently been able to do 6-figure months for the last long time. We're already over that right now. So, you know, the make it so portion right now is 112,500 for the month. And if we include the full value of assignments just in this lobby, there would be $145,000 this month so far, if we include the Niagara Falls full assignment. So that's incredible, guys. This is literally unheard of. This would have taken 6 months or more when Matt and I started this to be able to get up to this level of production. I remember I did that first deal after 6 months, and it was $15,000. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was so excited. It was literally like getting down to the last money from the truck too, to keep me going. And I just had like a bit of a pride thing. I didn't want to ask Matt for money because I knew that he was paying me based on my performance and I wasn't performing. And so, you know, it came at the perfect time. But as soon as I did that deal, I literally was able to do 2 more deals that month right away. And the other one was 15 grand again. And then I believe the third one was 10,000 or 5,000. And so it was a bit smaller, but it was honestly, sorry, I just got a call there. I just muted it. It was honestly so life-changing to be sort of free of those limiting beliefs that maybe this doesn't work, or maybe I'm not doing it right, or maybe I'm not capable of doing this. Potentially, I don't have the skills or resources to do it. So I want to share with you guys today, you have full permission to go fucking insane on this stuff and absolutely dominate. We have crushed every single limiting belief. There's not a cap on fees anymore. There's not a question about whether or not we should or can be doing this. There's not a question about whether or not you can do this. Absolutely everybody can do this. Tyler came to our team as a power line technician with 0 sales experience. He's now the top performer, okay? Mike came to our team as like an entrepreneur who had started a couple like little contracting gigs and been doing all right in that space, but didn't really have like, you know, a ton of experience with real estate at all, right? And like actually negotiating on house prices and and everything that goes into assessing the value of a property. There was almost no experience there. Shahir had zero of that experience. And I believe he came to us from like a TD Bank, like call center or something like that. And then immediately started performing after a few months of like hard door knocking and no's, right? A lot of adversity, a lot of rejections. And now he's, again, one of the most consistent people on our team. You know, Jordan, absolutely no sales experience from what I'm aware of, and has been able to do his first deal in the first couple of months on our team just by simply absorbing all of the counsel and advice from Tyler and everybody else that's been helping him at the mansion. Diego freaking comes here from Guatemala and like literally is learning English and trying to like figure out real estate at the same goddamn time, and ends up doing a couple of deals last year by just straight persistence. Because honestly, he got so many no's, it was starting to get depressing, I'm sure. And he just pushed through and did some deals. And here we are again today. He's making YouTube videos every day, putting out that content. And I know that this year he's likely going to 10x his production from last year. Who am I missing here? Who am I missing? Rebecca. We sniped Rebecca from the gym that I worked out at. Okay. Zero real estate experience. I don't even know if she's been in a house before then. And literally was just working at the gym that I went to all the time. And for like a year, you know, we were chatting, we were kind of doing some workouts together, doing some handstands. And I was like, man, you're fucking great at your job. Like, I don't know how to hire you, but that would be really cool. And then, you know, a period of time elapsed after that. And then eventually we had that conversation like, hey, I'd love to join your team. And then we just did a crash course on real estate. And now Rebecca's like one of the champions on our team who just immersed herself in our culture and really took a leadership role in leading from the front on living out our core values and doing everything that is important for our team to act as a unit. And that led to us actually making a proposal to Rebecca to starting a business with her, right? And that's fantastic. Like, what I want to impress upon you guys is this is a meritocracy here. And literally anybody, if you pay attention to the people on my team, will be able to earn well over 6 figures yourself personally inside your first year of working with us. And there's absolutely no cap on your earnings potential or your personal and professional development. So one of the big things that we do with our team is improvement. Okay, so our core values spell out impact. Okay, so we've got improvement, movement, performance, agility, the click, and then truth. Okay, and so when I think about any of you joining our team today, you're going to be at the very first step towards living out our first core value of improvement. So we do things like book clubs. Okay, we read together, we study together, we do personal and professional development together every Wednesday. And even though COVID is kind of throwing a wrench in everybody's goddamn plan, like had this not been a fucking full widespread Fourth Reich shutdown of the country, we would be together right now, probably doing a wicked breakfast and fireworks and fucking popping dong. Because this is the coolest thing that's ever happened. We went from Matt McKeever and Dylan and Adam in a grimy, shitty house apartment of Matt's, to legit having, there's 16 people on this call, right? Like 16 people joined the Zoom, and inside the houses, there's another 5 there. So that means we're at like 21 people right now sitting here, preparing to go out and crush the day and crush the year on wholesaling real estate in Canada. This was impossible 3 years ago. And yet we've been able to build such a solid foundation now that I even know I'm guaranteeing the success of everybody on this team, so long as we continue to live out these core values. So improvement's the first one. Every day we strive to do something better. Okay. Whether that's getting better on the calls. So if you're getting inbound calls, things that we track, we have lead measures for all of these things, right? And this is how we actually empirically know whether or not we're improving, is we measure it. And what gets measured gets done. Okay, so we track our conversions. How many inbound calls are you getting from how many flyers that you sent? Okay, so we want to be tracking, are we sending more flyers every month? Because that's an improvement. From those flyers, what kind of callback are we getting? And from that callback, how many conversions are we getting where we actually get to go do a walkthrough? And from those walkthroughs, how many offers are we able to do? And from those offers, how many get accepted? And from those that get accepted, how many get assigned? And then that leads us to our ultimate lag measure of how much money was made. Okay. And we'll talk about that with performance, but at every step, each one of those things is in our control. Okay. So what we like to focus on with our team is obviously problems or profits. Okay. You're going to see me with that on every day. One piece of me has that guaranteed. And the reason for that is a constant reminder that there's no excuses, right? Your excuses have no place here. Really what there is there's challenges, and there's always an opportunity there. And where you find opportunity in a challenge, you can often find a profit. And that's what we really focus on here with our team, is improving yourself so that maybe you didn't know that objection. Maybe it was the first time you got the spousal objection on a wholesale deal. Well, what did you do with that? What opportunities did you take to workshop that with our existing team? What opportunities did you take to actually play that out in a bit of a scenario? You guys now, each one of you has a buddy from my team. And the reason for that is I really trust these guys to be absolute experts in each objection, okay? In how to take a call, in how to perform a walkthrough, in how to organize all the information so that downstream, we can have a smooth process from getting that lead to getting it closed and actually getting you paid. And that's one of the things that's becoming very clear here when we're doing 2 deals in a row that are same day assignments with no paperwork hangups, right? Like, we've got the system and it works very, very well. Okay. So trust us when I say that we have one of the best processes in the world for wholesaling real estate. And I guarantee you it's one of the most solid here in Canada. And we know that it works because we were able to do 57 deals last year with this process. And that net us, okay, $1.6 million in fees. Okay, that's unheard of in our space. And this year, I think we're going to, at the very least, do a 4X of that. And I'm thinking we can maybe do 5. And with this Niagara Falls team too, if you guys continue to come on here for your improvement and for your professional development, we're going to do well more than 4 or 5 times what we did last year. So I'm assuring you right now, improvement is one of the most important of our core values because it's how we become better people. And when we looked at hiring each one of you guys to join our team, the way that we are all framing it up and the way that we see it as our existing team at Make It So is I want to build my future business partners. Okay. You guys are not employees. You guys are future business partners. And with that comes with a lot of professional development and training and all those things. Like, I want to impart upon you the skills, resources, knowledge, network, everything that I have to be able to have a business with you in the future. That's my ultimate goal. I know Matt is very much on that same path too of building businesses. And again, Rebecca's my example is if you come and you really own this culture, you really show up, like be there extra. There's opportunities for all of this stuff. And so my existing team currently has a target of $250,000 cash in the bank. And then they can bring a business proposal to us. And we're also going to be rolling out a real life MBA program that will essentially teach everybody the workings of business, right? So you've got operations management, you've got logistics, you've got supply chain, you've got marketing and sales, you've got accounting, right? And finance. All of these little legs of the stool need to be taught. And that's something that we're going to actively be working on this year with all of our people. And I think it's very important that everybody embraces that on my team because, again, I don't want some salesperson. I think one of the biggest challenges with a lot of the businesses out there are they've got this huge churn and burn, right? Because people go in, maybe they sell alarm systems one week and then they're selling door to door for Reliance and hot water tanks. And then they're working for Bell Canada and then they're working for Rogers and then they're fucking dying on their grandma's couch. And I'm just not interested in that. I want superior beings. I want people that are working on their health. Okay. One of the culture things that you're going to notice when you go to our mansion, if all of you ever get there, is we've got a gym in the basement. Okay. These guys are fucking psychos. They bought a whole gym for the basement and then they just got a sauna for the freaking basement because it probably boosts your testosterone or something. These guys are animals. Okay. We're reading, we're working out, we're eating healthy. Okay. You're going to notice something when you come to our team. Everybody is working on getting better in every area of their life: communications, relationships, health, okay? And then obviously business. And that's very important to me, is all of you need to be in that same mindset. And anybody that violates any of those is going to immediately be off of our team. So I think it's very important to impress upon everybody that we're going to move forward as a unit. And for my new guys, you know, I'm so fucking excited for you guys to embrace our culture, because I think it is truly one of the most unique in the world. We live together, we eat together, we read together, we work out together, we do fun challenges. We do like crazy ass weird Christmas things. Like when the world's back to normal, we're going to do a lot of stuff together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And ultimately, we're all going to grow to a point where we're unstoppable in the business world, not just the real estate world, not just real estate wholesaling, but in the business world. Okay, but the first step is mastering your money and mastering wholesaling. So for my new guys, I expect that you're going to do at least 1 year, maybe 2 years of just putting in the work day after day, consistently getting better at communicating, getting better at handling objections, getting better at converting calls to money, right? Which means making offers and doing walkthroughs. I expect that you're going to get your money right and have $250,000 liquid and come to me with a business idea that you would like to pursue. And that being said, you will have done things like our book club, things like Impact Theory Night with us, you know, getting yourself actually to a point where you are a titan of industry, right? A titan of business who can hold their conversation with anybody. Okay, that's the real goal for me, is to lead you guys to a point where I believe I can bring you to any room and we will be able to hold our own in any conversation. I don't care if it's a venture capitalist talking to us, maybe an investment banker, maybe any legal team, okay? Because I deal with these guys all the time and they think they're smart, but I know that we're better, right? I know that we can beat them because they don't have the holistic thing down. Okay, you see some guy in a suit, he's fucking overweight and he's slurring his words and you can tell he's got a Diet Coke he's just waiting to get at. I just know that we can be better than that and know everything that he knows as a hobby, right? As a hobby, I want you to know more than he knows about his own goddamn industry. That's what I'm currently doing with lawyers, right? I inform lawyers all the time how it is. And you don't get there without doing a lot of business first and then having the confidence to really assert yourself when you know that you're right. And we're going to give you that confidence if you just stick with us over time and push through these first few months, because those months are hard. Okay. You're going to have doubt. You're going to have negative self-talk. You're going to have anxiety. You might even get depressed. Okay. You're going to have to fire a lot of your friends. Okay. One of the biggest things about us is managing your 5. Okay. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with and who's actually influencing you? If you're smart and just joining my team, you're going to make sure that your 5 are all on this call. Okay. These are the people that you're going to be spending the most time with because you need to be thinking and acting like them. Now that opens us up to one big challenge and one big pitfall of how we've set up our culture, which is groupthink. Okay. This cannot turn into some fucking union like Google just had. Google just had a union form, a labor union. That is the death of that company. I guarantee you Google is about to lose market share, productivity, efficacy, and fucking its future just got destroyed because these people want to say no to innovation, say no to agility, say no to actually doing what that company's trying to accomplish, which is fucking world domination, and all the power to them. Okay, that brings me to our next core value, which is a movement. Okay, a movement is more than just a business. We want to change the way people think about money. We want to change the way people think about real estate, about financial independence, okay, about wholesaling. We want to actually make ripples in this industry. One of the only ways that we can do that is if we all move together as a unit, and there's safety in numbers, okay? There's safety in numbers because if all of us have our money right, there's nothing that can stop us. If we're all living out the rest of our core values as well, there's nobody that should want to stop us. Okay, because we're going to be doing the best business we can for long-term success. Okay, so a movement just means that we're literally doing this for more than business. Every single day you go and wholesale a deal, you are helping at least a dozen people with their livelihood. Okay, the person that sold you their house, that's not the person that you're directly affecting them, but it goes way further than that. And it goes further than the investor, because every single transaction involves a lawyer. Okay, it will involve a bookkeeper or an accountant at some point. It involves taxes changing hands. It involves Contractors, right? Almost everybody that buys our deals is doing a BRRRR or a flip. Okay, what does that mean? That means there's an appraisal, potentially an inspection. There's an electrician, a plumber, a flooring person, a tile person, a fucking mudding and taping guy, drywall, right? Painters. There's everybody is benefiting when we do more business. And so you literally have a moral and ethical obligation to do more business to support your community. Okay. And at the same time, we're also increasing and improving the quality of the housing that's out there available for people to enjoy. So we are literally affecting how people's lives and environments work. And I just want you guys to know that there will be times that you're challenged on that, and that's fine. Okay. Smile and dial. Agree with them. I agree with you. The world sucks. I agree with you. There are people out there trying to take advantage of other people. That's absolutely true. I was just in Scotiabank 2 days ago, and some old lady was getting scammed over some Bitcoin thing. She had sent thousands of dollars already, and it was a big fraud thing that they were opening up in front of me. I was like, shit, you know what? There are criminals out there. There are people trying to take advantage of people. That's not what we do here. Okay, what we do here is we provide value to our community. And the way that we're able to do that is by listening to our sellers and satisfying their why when we can. Okay, what made you call me today? Right? Getting out that information. So why did you call me? Why did you call me today? I understand that you want to sell your property, but what happened? What led you to making that decision? And then helping them get to that goal, right? Maybe it's job loss. Maybe they're moving. Maybe they're downsizing. Maybe they want to put the kids through school. So they're downsizing, but need a chunk of change. Awesome. Let's get you that. And let's find a way in the price or the terms that we can make both of us win. Okay. That's what we do here. So that's a movement. The third core value is performance. And this is very important to us. Okay. Performance will always be one of the focal points of this business because we are a business. Okay. We absolutely require performance from you guys. We absolutely require revenue. Otherwise the dream dies. And I think if you really grasp what I was just talking about in the movement and affecting your community, you know that we need to exist to be able to contribute to that many people. Okay. We did, again, 57 transactions last year. That's 57 deals that are going to get done that are going to either be BRRRR'd or flipped. That is a lot of money changing hands and going through our economy. Okay, that's I think we signed approximately $20 million of volume. And so that's literally $20 million that's changing hands, but then all of the renovations that come after that. So say there's only an average maybe of 50 or 60 grand in renos after that point. That's 57 times 50,000. Okay. That is a ton of money getting injected and circulated through our economy. And that honestly is one of the things that keeps Canada moving in times like this. So it's important that we stay alive. And one of the other things to note about performance is there's going to be a lot of people dying right now in their business world. Okay, a lot of people are going to be sitting, resting on their laurels and not really taking this opportunity to grow their business. We have almost doubled our business since COVID started because we started taking it seriously after that first little slump in March when we're like, oh shit, we don't know if the world's ending. The world's not ending. But for some people, it appears to be, and that's fine. Okay, we want to let the fact get cut out of our society. The people that don't want to perform and don't want to work, they're going to fall by the wayside. And unfortunately, they're going to lose their livelihoods. It's not going to happen to us because we're smarter than that. We're better than that. We're going to show up every day consistently, and we're going to measure those things that lead us to our goals and get us success. Okay. What that looks like: offers, walkthroughs, getting flyers sent out and actually generating those leads. If you don't have flyers out and you're not prepared to generate those leads in that way yet, it's doing what the Niagara guys are doing right now and calling until your goddamn ear hurts from holding the phone. Okay. You literally need to generate as many leads as possible. And inside there, there's guaranteed money. That's what we've seen the last few days. You get a deal, it gets assigned. That's what we do best. Okay. We've got thousands of people on our buyers list and they're all hungry. And all we need to do is stoke the fire. Okay. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. The next core value is agility. Okay. And agility means moving fast and breaking things. We've broken a lot of things, and that's totally fine because it's got us to where we're at today with a 7-figure business, right? And this year we're working on getting that to 8 figures. But agility, you know, we have a process now that works extremely well. So while I want to encourage everybody to move fast and break things, I also want to encourage you to follow the process that we know works already. These are fundamentals of war. Okay, they are the fundamentals of our business and of how this strategy itself works. And so we shouldn't really challenge the fundamental process, but if you have improvements to the process, by all means, we want to hear about them. Okay, so agility means moving fast and breaking things while following our process. And then when we couple that with performance and improvement, we can now understand at what point is it going to be beneficial for us to try something new and for us to really try and explore alternative ways of doing business, because we're always open to that. There's certain things that should never be violated. We should always make offers. We should always do walkthroughs. We should, generally speaking, try our very best to make offer presentations in person. Okay, these are the things that are going to definitely get us more business, but that doesn't mean there's not ways to innovate and adapt our methodology to be able to do it faster or more effectively, and resulting in more fees or a greater long-term succession plan. Okay, so always come to us with ideas if you want to change the process or you want to even just get more clarity as to why it is we do what we do. Okay, and again, on Monday or Wednesday, we're going to do the what we do and what we don't do talk. And I think that would be very enlightening for everybody that's just joining the team to really understand why it is that we focus so much of our attention on offers, walkthroughs, flyers, and offer presentations. Okay, it's core to our essence, and I will share exactly why that is with you, because some of you probably joined our team or thought you were joining our team with the aspiration of investing in a house hack or a burr or a flip. I'm going to tell you on Monday or Wednesday. Let me decide what day that will be, but I'm going to tell you why that's probably not a great plan when you have the tools that we have. They're both great strategies, but I can show you 100% why it's not a great idea for us. Okay. And trust me, you can make the decision on your own, but I promise you, I will be extraordinarily convincing about that fact. You can just ask our existing team. Finally, we've got the click. Okay. You guys are not yet part of the click. You will be. Okay. But you have to first show us that you can do everything else that we just talked about. We need ownership. We need the core values to be lived out. We need you guys to improve yourselves and really commit to this ecosystem before you can consider yourself one of the click. You're going to train with us. You're going to shadow us. You're going to learn from us. You're going to learn to be like us. And one day you will be in the inner circle. But for now, for at least for the next 3 to 4 weeks, we're going to really test you. We're going to push you. How much volume can you actually do if we set you up with a task? If it's cold calls, how many will you do? And will you do it not once, but 100 times, right? Will you do it 100 times every day? Now that you did 100, will you do 200? Okay. And if this wasn't COVID, trust me, I'd be having all of you out there door knocking hundreds of doors a day as well, because it's an extremely efficient and effective process. And it's really one of the things that we've always loved to do here, which is scaling the unscalable. Okay. Nobody else is willing to go out and door knock hundreds or thousands of doors, but it is truly one of the strategies that works. And it gives you a great understanding of your city and your neighborhoods and generally how people are in your city. You need to know who these people are to be able to interact with them. But the click is something very near and dear to Matt, myself, and everybody else on the core team, because we're literally a family. Like, joining the click means that you're doing business with us as a family for life. Like, that's what it is. You guys will succeed and we will empower you to succeed. And then we will branch off and give you opportunities to push yourself far out of your comfort zone. Okay. I took over Make It So. We created Make It So last year. Okay. And until then, Matt was running the company and I said, hey man, I'm fucking ready to go. Let me buy this thing. Let me run this thing and let's see what we can do differently. Okay. And through that and through some fucking awesome hires and some ridiculous drive and commitment to our team from our team, we were able to go from like $10,000, $20,000 a month to $200,000 to $300,000 every month. Okay. And so this now is one of my babies. Like, I fucking love this company, but it pushes and challenges me every day. I've never had to lead people. I don't know how to lead people, But every fucking day I listen to an hour of leadership training and I try and do a bit better every day. And I've probably pissed people off on this call before by just not having the skills. I probably made wrong decisions in how to communicate with people as a leader, in how to manage people as a leader. Shit, the hiring process today was pretty rough. Fucking Mohammed showed up at his house and there's not a goddamn door handle on the thing. And it's apparently been like broken and entered into. So we're off to a great start. Okay. So I know what we're doing and I know how to get to where we want to go, but I'm telling you right now, I'm also a work in progress. Okay. So please help me and support the leadership, support your buddy on the existing team by just showing up every day and be ready to be part of the family. Okay. We like to support each other because I don't know what I'm doing. Matt has no clue what he's doing. Nobody on my team knows what they're doing. None of us fucking do. Okay. Again, like Joe Rogan says, we're all just goddamn chimps floating on a fucking rock, hurling through space at 100,000 miles an hour. Nobody knows. We're all trying to get better though. We're all trying to work on it. And as a clique together, again, safety in numbers, we're going to be able to do some extraordinary things that we otherwise could never do. But what that means is making certain sacrifices. Okay. The people on the inside team, the people that are really going to go the distance are going to be with us, not next year, but in 10 years, 20 years. Okay. And we will have made certain sacrifices that other people aren't willing to make. Okay. If you look around our team, you know, Tyler didn't go home all of last year. And the guy's a family guy, right? Now he goes home and he realizes something's a little different. Okay. Different conversations, different quality of conversations. He fucking leaves home early to come back here. Okay. That's how you know we've set something up right. And we've made the right culture here is when you feel as comfortable or more at home as you do with us and sharing those types of things. Okay. Like, you know, in Shahir's thank you and Christmas video to Matt this year, he says, you know what, man, like I was able to share things with you that I've never been able to share with anybody else, even my family. Right. And that's coming from a serious, like family values type of guy. So I just want you to know that we will all eventually get there with each other, but I'm going to need to see some serious effort first and just know that everybody else here made big sacrifices. Okay. Whether that was quitting a 6-figure job, leaving home for the first time. Okay. Convincing and like honestly conning your family into letting you do it. Shahir, you know, and for a lot of you guys, the same thing. And like, I know Quentin's new to the team, just left a 6-figure job as well. Similar to Tyler. Okay. Similar to Jordan. And myself, actually, when I first thought I was stupid enough to quit my job and join something that didn't even have a foundation yet. So that's the click. And then finally, the last core value on our team is truth. Okay. And this core value started out as transparency, but we realized a big distinguishing factor between transparency and truth is transparency is giving an accurate answer when you're asked, and truth is giving the full story without me needing to ask. And by me, I mean the company, the team, the clique. Okay. Truth is being truthful to yourself. It's being truthful to everybody else on our team and really living out your life where you're being honest and you're really taking things from a long-term approach. Okay. Truth means if you fuck something up, just tell us, right? And ideally come to us with a couple solutions for how to fix the thing that you fucked up. Okay. Because again, agility is one of our core values. So when you do things with agility, sometimes you fuck them up. Okay. We've done this a lot of times. We recently had a big fucking flyer issue, but I'm fine with it because guess what? That's agility, man. If we think we can try something new and it works, that's fucking awesome. Okay. When it doesn't work, cool. Let's fucking solve that shit just as fast as how fast we tried the thing. Okay. So truth really just means coming to us. Okay. Because there's going to be situations, and we've run into this into the past. People are going to bribe you. Okay. Our buyers will go around myself or Rebecca or Matt McKeever. They'll go around us directly to you and they will try to offer you fees on the side. Okay. They will try to incentivize you in other ways to do deals backdoor and avoid the company split. Okay. Now, while that sounds fascinating, because technically you'll be getting a much larger split on that particular deal, just understand that it will truly eliminate a lot of your long-term success opportunities with this company. Okay. We will and I promise you this, we will take you further and allow you to grow further and give you permission to grow way further with us as a team and back you on that venture with our money, with our mentorship, with our resources and networks, than I think any individual can ever go on their own. It's just the truth that if there's 10 people moving forward as a unit and going heavy, how do you compete with that as any one person? Like, unless you've already achieved some sort of heavy influence, like a Bezos or Musk or something like that, there's just no question that 10 elite high performers would be better than one. Okay. So please, at all opportunities, if something like that happens, if there's some shadiness going on, or if there's some shadiness going on in our team, we encourage truth on all fronts, right? Because often people don't notice, or they don't know that they're trying to slight you. Sometimes it's very direct, like a bribe on a fee, but sometimes it's just a bad culture fit or a bad situation or a bad piece of leadership or bad mentorship or a bad day that leads to that. Okay. It's not always so direct as somebody trying to bribe you. Sometimes it's somebody inside the team. Like, we've had a couple people that tried joining our team that tried to hurt our culture from the inside out. Those people aren't here today on this call for a very good reason. But it takes balls to come to Matt or myself or your buddy on our existing team and be like, hey, I see this going on and I don't think it's in line with everything you guys are about. Okay, cool. Let's have a conversation about that. And you should never feel like you can't bring that stuff to light with us. Because honestly, there's no harm in that. Okay. And what we do here at The Click is we always take a very long-term approach. Nobody will outlast us. Nobody's going to be here when the game's done. Okay. It's just going to be us. Everybody else will give up or quit or cheat their way to a bad deal that fucks them over big time with somebody else that's not as tactical as us. We're strategic, long-term thinkers, and we're here to win the war, not the battle. Okay. So if anything ever happens for you guys and you need to come to us, just know that we're not doling out punishments, right? Everything comes back to Matt and I. Like, we just have we're like Viserys. There's birds everywhere, right? Like, we always end up hearing from somebody something that happened. And so if somebody on the team doesn't want to do the truth piece, that's an immediate violation of our core values. And that's one of the only ways that you get off the team is by violating the core values. Okay. There's all sorts of room for fucking things up because I do it on a daily goddamn basis. So trust me, I'm going to make sure that you guys are allowed to as well. Because honestly, I fuck something up every single day. And it's good to do that because that's how we learn, right? You want to fail forward and learn from your mistakes. And one of the things we really want to encourage here is a learning environment where everybody can improve. Okay. So if this talk goes any longer, we're going to violate the agility fucking core value. So I'll wrap it up, but I really do appreciate all of you guys. And I'm looking forward to doing the what we do and what we don't do talk shortly. For everybody new to the team, please take the day to pair up with your buddies if there's things that you can shadow on. And if you're actually moving today, like potentially Diego, if you're actually moving today, you use that day to get settled in or whatever. And then over the weekend, hopefully you guys can communicate whether there's incoming calls coming in, walkthroughs that are going on, or even just going through over Zoom or something like that, potentially going through our folder system or our walkthrough checklist. Okay, we're extremely thorough here. We've got a very solid process that gets us, again, like I said, to the money. Okay, and the money's in the 20, which means there's details that need to be followed in order to be very efficient and effective at this stuff. So work with your buddy to get involved with the culture and start getting involved with the process. And we should be able to get you guys off on the right foot sprinting for Monday. Okay, Monday is when we do our later call. Okay, so in the morning there's the click call. And after that, I think our team meeting starts at 9 usually. So we're going to do a longer talk again on Monday. And then I'm hoping you guys can pair up and start doing some of those interactive things with your buddy. And then that's going to essentially get you where you need to be in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So don't worry about flyers for now. If you're on the new team, we're going to start printing those potentially next week. This week's all about getting on the phone, right? Listening to how our guys speak. Okay, because even if you've done a deal or two before, I want you guys to hear my guys. I want you to hear us go through a walkthrough checklist. I want you to hear our guys deal with an objection. okay, or an angry phone call or a happy phone call, right? What we do, right? What you do is who you are. And so we all want to be moving as a unit. And just by following our guys, you're going to have a much better understanding of how that works. So existing team for Make It So, really encourage you guys, if you're doing calls, just open up Zoom and hit record. And like, if you're getting a bunch of calls today or whatever, like Mike got 170 or whatever yesterday, open up Zoom and just put your calls on speakerphone and record the calls for half an hour or an hour or whatever. And that's something that these guys can go ahead and study overnight or whenever. Just start recording those calls, please. Because then they can go back and start listening at night when you're busy or doing whatever you're doing, so that they can study when they're back at Powell Street or when Moson's, at Redthorn. Okay, so it's a great study guide for us. And even if they're bad calls, cool. Let's workshop a bad call, right? I'd love to hear bad calls because that just tells us again what we can improve on. So super excited. Thank you guys for joining. I know this was a long call, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you here for Monday. And that's going to conclude this meeting. So thank you everybody for joining in today.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
We make offers, we buy fast. We're gonna miss it because we pay cash. Offers, deals. Price do you feel? We're Southwestern's biggest source of deals. Woo!